Hey, what's up? I'm Dr. Lori. This is Ask Dr. Lori Live. This is the show where I appraise your objects. I don't know what's coming. Everything's unscripted. I have no idea what you're going to show me, but I'm going to appraise it. I'm going to identify it. I'm going to show you lists about what you should look for, and I'm going to remind you some things that are going to be helpful and important to you. What are those? The newsletter. That's right, the newsletter. Subscribe to it. It's very easy. It's at drloriv.com. That's the website. And then when you get there, right there on the homepage, scroll down and it says sign up for Dr. Lori's newsletter. You see where it says email? Type in your email, hit sign up, that red button, and we're going to give you the newsletter. We're going to do it for free. That's right. There's no charge for you to get the newsletter. You need to sign up and we'll send it to you when we publish it. Okay. So you don't have to write to us and say, I didn't get the newsletter. I didn't get it. Where is it? Or did I miss it? I should have it. We're getting it to you. It'll come right into your email box. It's very easy and it's free, but just go and sign up. You want to subscribe to the newsletter. Why? It's going to give you tips. It's going to give you background. It's going to help you to find other things that are important on the website, all different kinds of stuff. It's going to help you to find the merchandise that you need. A lot of you are asking me about the Presidium gemstone tester or the loop that I, of course, promote. I do get compensation when you purchase one of those items, but those items are going to help you find valuable stuff. And so am I. I'm going to help you find valuable stuff. So listen to me and you'll find valuable stuff. It's just that easy. All right. My guests are here from all over. Let's see what they've got. Okay, we've got a figurine. Nice. I like that. And a nice smile, too. I always appreciate a smile. There's a Dr. Lori Says t-shirt. You can buy a Dr. Lori Says t-shirt, too. And yes, I get compensation when you buy merchandise. It's right there at the store on YouTube. It's easy to get. And they always look good. They always look good. We have a whole litany of things. All right, we're going to have to choose one over here with your many things that you have in your row. But, showing me a million things doesn't really help. You need one. So I'm going to start with the Dr. Lori Says t-shirt person.
Hi, Dr. Lori.
Hi, how are you? It looks like we've got a nice piece of blown glass. I do like the bottom. I like the bottom a lot more than I like the top. What's your name?
Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
From Zanesville, Ohio.
Thanks so much for being with me. I have to
Thank
say,
you.
I appreciate it when you guys do things like support the channel. That helps support all of us. When, studio things break, things tend to break in the studio all the time. But anyway, so any way you can support the channel, that's helpful. The shirt does that. Super chat, super stickers do that. Our tip jar on the website does that. Tell me about this vase. I think it's very pretty.
I got it in an antique store, and I think I paid a little bit too much for it because I like to keep.
Did you see my face change? I went an antique store. Not that they're bad,
Yeah.
but sometimes you pay up a little bit at the antique store.
I agree. I agree. Glassware is not really my forte, but I'm trying. I'm watching you, and so it caught my eye, and I just had a feeling about it. So it was around $20.
Okay, $20. Okay, so not terrible. Okay. How tall is it? 12 inches?
It's 13 and a half.
13 and a half. Okay, so pretty sizable. Once you get past a ruler, I always say that's pretty good, right? So pretty good. If it were 16 inches, we'd be very excited. But, you're looking at 12 and a half inches. That's good. So you're saying glass not really my thing. If glass, why are you even touching glass if you're thinking glass isn't your thing? Because you think it's good for resale?
Yeah, just from watching you and everything, and I just the look of it and the colors a little bit. It's not my style, but I just in the bottom I thought it was interesting too. So
okay, I think it's interesting. I do like the bottom because the colors are going to attract the eye. If they could have followed that a little bit up farther, even just halfway up farther, we would have had a better piece. The top looks pretty straightforward as well. I think this piece is probably mass produced in the Murano style. I do not think it's made in Italy. I do not think it's Murano. But I think it's a relatively nice vase. For $20, you're going to do fine because you could definitely resell it for $40. So there you go. So you did okay. What I want you to think about, though, is think about the things that you do like, because when you're attracted to certain things that you do like and you learn more about those particular types of objects, you'll be able to identify quality faster. If you don't like glass and you're thinking, it's not my thing, I don't care about glass, just trying to find it for the resale, you may not enjoy the process as much.
Right. Good advice.
Okay, honey.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
being with me.
Thanks.
20 to make 40. Not terrible. Not terrible. But, we want you to do more. Thank you, Steph. Steph, you're supporting the channel and I appreciate it. And Steph is doing a lot for all the rest of you too, because the more support we get like that, the more videos I can do, which help all of you. So you should all be thanking Steph and people like her who are sending super chats and super stickers. Some of you said you're having trouble to do that. You can always go to the tip jar at drloriv.com. You just put it in the search and it will come up too if you can't do it through this way. But again, however you want to support the channel. If you want to just watch the videos, that will support me too. Watch the videos, share the videos. Someone told me today, she said, I just shared your website and your YouTube channel with my whole contact list. I just told everybody this woman helped me tremendously and I wanted to share it. I thought that was so nice. I thought that was so nice. And don't forget about collaboration. You have a channel that you think is cool, that you watch all the time, get in touch with them. Tell them to get in touch with me. Might do a collaboration. Those are always fun. Well, guests are here from all over, far and wide, all over the world. What I need far and wide is to get this hair dyed. Look at this. This is bad. This is getting bad now. We look like we're outside, maybe in a tent with a doll. I'm not really sure. That's kind of cool. Then I've got something that looks like it might be ivory that's carved. Can't really see it very well. And then I've got this mysterious hand that's holding a turquoise and silver bracelet. Let's go with the bracelet. Then I might come back to the tent. I'm not a camper. I don't like camping. I don't want to be with the bugs, Hi, what's your name?
Hi, Dr. Lori. It's Kathy.
How are you, Kathy? What's happening?
Well, this is actually an opal bracelet. And
it's an opal bracelet? It's not reading like opals. It's reading like turquoise. Can you back up? Oh, well, now it kind of looks like fire opals.
Yeah, it's I took it.
Light would help if you had some light.
Here,
that'd be good. Yeah, I don't know. All right. So how'd you acquire it? Is it set in sterling silver or is it set in white gold?
Sterling silver.
Well, that's unusual for good opals to be set in sterling silver.
Yes, ma'am, it is. I took it to a jeweler, and they said that it was Australian opals set in sterling silver. There's 7 of them. Each stone is 5.5 wide by 7.3 long. But the thing is the stones vary a little bit. But I don't know if it's a doublet. I don't know if it's a single stone.
You brought it to a jeweler. They didn't tell you how much it was worth?
He couldn't tell if it was a doublet or if it was.
He couldn't tell if it was a doublet or not.
Yeah,
the jeweler couldn't tell.
Right.
Was he GIA? Was he GIA certified?
Oh yeah, he has his own store and everything.
Well, that's great. Then how come he doesn't know? How come I can tell from a video and he can't tell in the store? Doesn't sound like a jeweler I'd want to deal with.
He said he said he'd have to take one out of the setting, Dr.
Oh, he wants to take it apart for you.
And I was afraid to let him take it apart. So
yeah, I wouldn't do that.
That's why
That's why you're here,
yes.
Right? Okay. First of all, I would say that it is not a doublet. Second of all, I would say that set in sterling silver would give me pause. I bet you that they're very, very thin underneath. I bet you they're held up with something other than an opal. I don't think that opal goes down that deep. I think they're very, very thin. I think they're just very thin. And you can't see how big it is because you see how it's wrapped in the sterling silver. I don't like the sterling silver at all. And here's why I don't like it. Not that I don't like sterling silver. I'm wearing sterling silver today, actually. I just mean that in terms of it, if these were very high quality opals, you would want them set in a gold, in a metal that actually is going to highlight them better. How did you acquire it?
I went to an antique store and they wanted $100 for it and I paid $80.
You paid $80. You did okay. I think it's probably worth $275. And I do think that if I'm right, those are just little slices of opals. I don't think that they're all the way set down into it. I think in his jewelry shop, he'll probably charge $500.
Yeah, he said it was worth $500 and upwards.
Well, now all of a sudden he has a value. Before you said there wasn't a value. Which is it, Kathy?
No, he didn't. He gave me a value, but he couldn't tell if it was a doublet or a solid stone.
Well, then how does it give you a value if he can't determine what it is? I would forget that jeweler if I were you. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
That doesn't make sense to me at all. You know, if the jeweler is throwing around numbers, he should know what he determines the piece to be, right? You know, I determine what I think it is. I make an evaluation. That's how you do it. Oh, goodness. I don't know some of these people. Okay. There we go. I guess they're here. That was an interesting one. Jewelry usually is pretty interesting, you know, and then there's always a backstory to it. Speaking of jewelry, and there's a piece of pottery, and there's many pieces as well still. So she did. This person still didn't get the memo of get all the other stuff off the table.
Okay.
How hard is this? I don't know. Did I not make it clear? I guess I didn't make it clear. I don't know. Let's take a look at this ceramic. Let's take a look at this ceramic piece. It looks kind of like a compote.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? Are you surprised you got picked?
Yeah, sort of. Because I thought this piece isn't really that, you know, it just looks odd to me.
It's a little odd to me. It kind of looks like a Stangl piece from New Jersey, but I'd have to see the inside before I commit to that. What's your name, hon?
Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Teresa, did you close the door behind you really fast? Because some of the stuff in the closet is peeking out of the door behind you.
That's my husband's closet, and I just noticed that. He's got his own closet. He's got more clothes than me ever.
Oh, yeah. Really? He has more clothes than you?
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of men have that. I don't know. I take over every closet in my house because there's nobody else here, and it works out very well. I like it that way. But let me say this. It's just funny because sometimes when you're rushing, you know, the thing gets caught and you just keep going. I thought that was funny. Is this
I just noticed that. You just pointed that out, and I didn't even think of it. I thought I gotta sit up for Dr. Lori, but didn't you think about looking at, you know?
Can't be looking at all your clothes, you big clothes horse. So tell me how, Teresa, where are you in the world?
Alabama.
Alabama, I like Alabama.
Yeah.
And tell me, how did you acquire this?
Okay, me and my husband went to the estate sale Saturday, and it was 50% off. And so I got a bunch of stuff, and this had a bunch of seashells in it. Okay.
Oh, I love seashells. I love seashells. Did you know that?
I
love seashells.
So, I'm sorry, but it was like $2 for this piece. I mean, all together with everything that we got.
Did you get the seashells?
Oh, I got them. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but I didn't want to leave them in there.
No, don't leave them in there. No, don't leave them in there. They'll scratch the inside.
And my husband, he said, why'd you get that? I said, I don't know. It looks odd. I'm going to if I can, get Dr. Lori to look at it. But here is a signature.
Oh, so it's a studio RP. Oh, no, it says Italy on the bottom. All right.
Oh, is that what it says? Okay.
Yes.
So I didn't know.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, a couple of things. Here's what's happening. I said earlier, I thought it looked like Stangl, Stangl. Stangl is a New Jersey-based pottery ceramic firm. It's very popular in the middle part of the 20th century. And they had this design that they used a lot, which was these striation, these stripes with gold, and then the stripes going the other way with, of course, usually an earthenware ceramic like this. Now, this is a compote, right? So it's got this base, and then you can put usually like a fruit bowl, right? Mm-hmm. So, but a shorter one. Is it 6 inches tall? Is it 8 inches tall?
6 inches.
6 inches tall. So candy dish. Candy dishes are usually lower, right? So it's at the edge of a table, an end table, maybe in the living room, and maybe, I don't know. I mean, my mother was great for hard candies and cough drops all over the house, right? So maybe you had hard candies in it, but if it's 6 inches, you usually have that kind of candy in it, the ones that were wrapped. The ones that make a lot of noise, because when we were little kids and you'd go and you'd want to get a red one, it would go, all the cellophane would make the noise and you'd be trying to sneak it around so they wouldn't go, why are you eating candy? Right. My mother was great for why are you eating candy? Anyway, I digress. This particular piece is a nice piece. I would say retail value on it, probably closer to $25. Italian made, 1960s. It's very typical of pieces that are brought in by Raymore. What does that mean, brought in? It's an import-export company for furniture manufacturers and furniture stores in the 1960s. And they would add these little ceramic pieces from Germany or Italy, and they'd bring those in to the United States as well. This is how mid-century modern design goes global, right? We get more of the European stuff. That's what that piece is. I'd say probably, you know, you're gonna say around that number. Now tell me, how much did you pay for it?
$2. $2.
Oh,
It was a bunch of stuff at $2. But when I saw this at the bottom, I said, I don't know what that is, but I know Dr. Lori would.
yeah, yeah.
It's like somebody took a black marker and just went,
Well, I think they did a little more than just a black marker, but sometimes they're marked very quickly and sometimes they're just marked and you sort of have to see it. It was interesting today. I was appraising an autograph of the actor. You probably know him, the actor John C. Reilly. You probably know him from Talladega Nights. You're in Alabama. You know this,
yes.
Right? So from that movie, his signature doesn't look like Riley at all, but it's his signature. But, when I saw it, my client couldn't recognize it. And I said, oh, I know what that is. Because I see so many is what it is.
Yeah.
Nice to see you, Teresa.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And tell your husband to clean out that closet.
For real. Thank you, Dr. Lori.
Bye. That was fun. Alabama. Alabama's always fun. The Deep South, as they call it. Betty Boop. Safely cleaning sterling silver. Advice is far and wide. Well, sterling silver, there are many different cleaners. And actually, I have some recommendations on my specials and shop page about what you can use in terms of cleaning. It's all about polish, right? And you have to make sure that you have a good piece of sterling silver, right? So make sure that you have, and also the other thing you have to make sure that you do that if you put it on, then you got to take it off. Because everybody's like, oh, I'm polishing and polishing. You can't just put it on and expect that you don't have to do any more work. It's a lot of elbow grease when you are polishing any kind of metal. So be careful of that. Again, I'm not a restorer, so I don't give a lot of advice about how to restore this, how to restore that. But what I would do is read the recommendations that are on, of course, the products that I do recommend. So, sterling silver, a lot of different advice. Be careful of the Lulu. I call them the Lulu advice. Take it and put it into a vat of acid, and all of a sudden it will disintegrate. Be careful of the things that sound kind of wacky, because the ones that sound wacky usually are wacky. Yeah. So be careful. Be careful of that. My guests are here. Yay. I love to see all of them. Let's see what they've got. Okay. So it looks like a painting of, actually kind of reminds me of going into San Juan. Kind of reminds me of Puerto Rico, that one. There is a ring, but it's very close to the camera. It's very blurry. Maybe it's a heart of some sort, but it's very blurry on someone's hand. And then it looks like I've got a two-tiered stand. Wow. I don't know. I think I'll take the painting. Because a lot of you ask me about art and how to identify art. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
My name's Amber. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida.
Hi, Amber. How are things in Fort Myers these days?
Getting ready for another storm.
Oh my gosh. Oh goodness, that's not good.
I
So
know.
tell me a little bit about this. Can you back up so I can see the whole painting? Because I can't see the whole painting. Okay. And it looks like it's signed.
So it's
But I'd
got
like to
this
see
down
the back. It
here.
looks like 1975s, and it looks like it's Athens. That doesn't look like Athens. Back up. Let me see if that looks like Athens. I guess it could be Athens. I had a beautiful hotel in Athens. I was looking right at the Parthenon. It was beautiful. I'll never forget it.
It's on
It's on board.
Yep. And it's hand painted on there.
So she doesn't care about my beautiful hotel room in Athens,
I
right?
mean, yeah. I mean, I do.
I'm kidding. It's been a long time since I've been in Athens. I do remember the graffiti in Athens. That I remember too. And I got a nice ring in Athens. I digress. Anyway, so what's on the back? Show me the back, babe.
So let's see.
Be careful. Take your time. Oh, so they started to paint something else on the back.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks like these people are doing a lot of different types of work. That first work looks more like something that you'd see on a Greek vase painting. And then here on the front, we've got a signature and such. How'd you acquire it and why'd you buy it?
I got it at the thrift store for $9.99.
Okay, so $10. How big is it?
You know what? I lost the paperwork that I wrote it down, but I mean, here's my hand, so I'm not too sure.
Are any of you helping with the hand? Back up. Let me see the whole piece. Try to stop moving. Okay, here's what's happening. First of all, notice the reflection. The reflection is quite nice. Look at the nice horizon line at the bottom, right? Where the water actually meets, of course, where we would go and walk, off the port, right? Off the ship, basically. Then at the top, notice the darkness of those, I'll call them mountains, but the darkness of those hills juxtaposed against the whiteness of the buildings, okay? That moves your eye right up the composition. It also makes a big V at the top. That also moves your eye up and down the composition. Anytime you have a diagonal, your eye moves with that diagonal. So this is why this piece is pretty attractive. I'm going to take a guess and say that this piece looks to me to be somewhere between 20 to 24 or 22 to 28 inches. Am I close?
Yes.
Okay. And then it's got a contemporary frame. I would say the piece is worth about $150, a tourist piece from Athens. And, you know, a nice piece generally. I'm not crazy about how big the signature is. I wish the signature was a little bit less bold because it takes away from the composition itself. For $9.99, you did great. The frame is worth at least $50.
Amazing. Thank you.
Amazing. Nice to see you. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, bye. You're welcome. Amazing, amazing. My guests are here. When you're looking at art, you want to look at many different things. I was talking about that just last night in my class, talking about what are some of the things you should look for when you're looking at fine art. A lot of people are making lots of cash on my advice for fine art. Steph, thank you very much. How do you feel about scratching jewelry on something to test metal? I think it's not great, but a lot of the times it is the only way to test the metal. It is a kit, and it has, of course, an acid. There are kits to, of course, test the 14 karat gold or the fineness. I always like it when there's a mark. You know, it says 14K. I always like to see that mark. But yes, the kits are safe. You have to do it in a nondescript area. You know, if you did it on a ring like this ring, you want to do it on the inside somewhere where you can't really see it again. Sometimes those marks, those fineness marks, do rub off over time. A lot of people who are just starting out get concerned about doing that. Just don't be overzealous. Don't use too much. Just be careful. But yeah, I don't like to see scratched metals in them ever, if you can help it. A lot of pieces, of course, scratched metals, not always good for value. It will decrease value if the metals are, of course, scratched. Are those little dolls on the perch or pouch? These are worry dolls on this one. This is from Panama, and this little pouch, actually, there might be some gloves in here. Let's see if there are some gloves in here, some gloves. On this table today is are objects that are, of course, relating to different types. I don't know if you can see that, but different types of textile purses from all over the world. So this one's that one's from Istanbul, Turkey. This one's from Aruba. This one's from Panama. These are worry dolls, and they put them on the actual pouch. The pouch has a little zipper too. So different things come for the studio. The studio staff puts things together on the table. I think they do a great job. Sometimes folks are good enough to inquire and say, oh, what is it? What's on the table? So textile purses from all over the world on the table today. Yeah, thanks for asking. Okay, speaking of all over the world, you guys were asking me about my Murano pendant. This is my Murano pendant, and it has the Millefiore. And I remember it was like so expensive. I was so young when I bought it. So expensive then. They're probably much more expensive now, but I think it was $60 for just the pendant, not the chain. Just the pendant. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh. And that had to be good 20 years ago, maybe even 25 years ago. Esther didn't get the memo on having multiple items. Oh, Esther, that's okay. Other people with multiples before, so I'm not sure why mine was a problem. You're not a problem. You're not a problem at all. You're not bothering me. You don't have to get upset. I don't want you to be upset. I am my only point in that. And a lot of people take issue. I had somebody else who said I made them feel like a loser because because the system got them out. The system knocked them out. That's the system. It's not me. I just asked that you would, in fact, put only one item up on the table. But of course, asking you to do that causes problems. I don't want to cause you any problems. You're not bothering me. You're most welcome to be here. But if you're going to go, I won't bother you, and you were mean to me, then I don't want you to get upset. So don't get upset. All right. So my guests are here. Let's see what they've got. Oh, all over. Oh, I like the blue and the orange because they're complementary color pairs and they're attractive to the optic nerve. There's another piece that's way too close to the camera, so all I'm getting is reflections. Unfortunately, she's trying. Then I've got another bowl that's footed. I like the blue and the orange, but the connection's not so great. And then we've got this person in a tent with a doll. I got to go to the person in the tent with the doll because it's just too unusual. But I like the blue. I like the blue one too. Hello, how are you, you camper?
Well, I'm actually in my backyard. It's a screened-in shade tent, so the mosquitoes can't get me.
Okay, so you're not a camper.
I am a camper. I love camping, but I'm not camping right now. No.
Okay, convince me. Why would I love camping? I don't think I would like this at all. On the cold ground, who knows if there's a bear coming to eat your hot dogs? Then there's bugs. No.
Glamping. I always have an air mattress, lots of blankets. Oh yeah, all of the amenities. I even bring a shower and a bathroom with me. If you like being outside next to the water, it's very nice.
Oh, so I could go camping like your way.
Yes.
Oh, glamping. I like this.
Yes.
I like this. What's your name? I'm liking you more.
My name is Erica.
Hi, Erica. Tell me about this doll. What is this and why is she wearing a sack?
Well, I don't know. I got her at an auction. I got her for like $1.
Well,
and this is just how she came. But I don't know I don't know if this is what she came in or what.
Oh, come on. You know that's not what she came in.
I have no idea about dolls. She's this old papier-mâché German doll that's held together with rivets.
Okay, well, held together with ribbons is not unusual. That whole green thing, you got to get rid of that and get some clothes for the doll.
It's old and ripped and ugly. And
it's old and ripped, and the auctioneer probably put it on because they didn't want. Yeah, that's terrible.
Okay.
That's not what it would normally have. Papier-mâché dolls, though, are desirable. People look for papier-mâché dolls. This one dates to about the 1930s, 40s, prior to World War II, so before 1938 for Germany. And how tall is it? 8 inches?
8 inches.
8 inches. What did you pay for it?
$1.
Oh, $1. You said that. I'm sorry. $1. It's probably worth easily $55.
Okay.
Not bad. So maybe it'll get you, I don't know, some bug spray for camping.
Perfect.
Thank you for educating me on glamping because I might try that. Probably not. I hate bugs. So, yeah.
Maybe one day.
Have fun. I like your tent.
You.
And I'm Dr. Lori. That's Ask Dr. Lori Live. It's good to be with you. I'll see you next time.